And bitches, we're good. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is another story time. This is another story time, and it's quite a short one. It's probably not very interesting, but it's about a date that I went on, 3 dates to be particular, with the same person, and they just progressively got worse. And I should have read all the signs at the very beginning, but I chose to ignore them. And yeah, so this is a story time about my 3 dates. I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, make sure to like and subscribe. So here we go. And we're just gonna call everyone James because I've just run with that theme. It's easier. My friend, she sings, she's got voice of an angel, and they asked her to come to a polo event. This polo event was run by Inner Circle. Now, Inner Circle is a dating app, so it's similar to like Bumble and Happen and all these different apps. The difference with Inner Circle is you have to know someone that's a member, and they have to refer you in order for you to become a member. But my friend was going to the event and she was asking me about it, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna re-download it. I had it years ago, jumped on and off of it, and then was like, oh. So I re-downloaded this app, and we went along to this polo event, and Sara was there. I should have known from the invite, polo, yeah, you can't turn up looking like... I had my hair really curly, and I was in jeans and like a crop top, and I was just like, this just... everyone's in like tartan and floral dresses. So I was a bit... I didn't really feel very comfortable there, if I'm being honest with you. All the girls looked really amazing, and I was just like, oh, this is... I didn't get the memo. I did get the memo, but I didn't get the memo because I didn't get the memo. But I did. So we're at this event, and there was just loads of fit guys. Like, loads of fit guys. I was like... If you're single, I suggest you try and join up to Inner Circle because...
Oh, holy shit.
So I was like a pig in shit. Just like, everywhere I looked, I was like, oh, men in suits, it's amazing. I had 1 or 2 drinks because I needed to psych myself up because I'm a pussy hole. I don't, in social situations, I'm very, very awkward in the sense that, like, if you talk to me, I'm like...
Please stop talking to me. Like...
Well, it stresses me the fuck out. So I thought, let me have some drinks. I've been single, so I split up with my partner 5 months before. 5 months ago, I was a very happy bunny. So I was with my ex, things were going amazing. Unfortunately, for a few different reasons, that did come to an end. He treated me like an absolute princess, and he really set the bar for what I wanted and what I was looking for in a man and how I wanted to be treated. So it's really difficult for me to meet people after him and not compare. And genuinely, things went wrong in the relationship that was probably both of our faults, and it sort of came to a bit of a collision. But as a person and how he treated me, like, I cannot fault him. He was a gentleman. He was so thoughtful. Like, he was just the best fucking boyfriend in the world. And I took it upon myself to wander over to this guy. There was 2 guys that I liked, and they were sort of like, they were not together, they were probably like 2 feet apart. But the one guy that I wanted to speak to that was very, very fit, he was engrossed in a conversation with this little blonde girl, very pretty. So I was like, A, he's engrossed in conversation with her, and she must fancy him because he's fit. So I don't really want to interrupt. And B, that sort of looks like his type, so I'm way on the other like end of the scale, so I just thought he probably isn't going to fancy me anyway. But I didn't notice this until I got quite close to him, so then I started to panic. So I sort of like walked over, did a bit of a U-turn, and stood to the other guy that I quite liked, but he wasn't as fit as this other guy. So I mean, I can't believe he carried on speaking to me after what I said, because I freaking wouldn't. So I turned around and I was like, oh, I'm panicking. I wanted to go and speak to that guy, but he's actually speaking to someone and I'm getting anxiety. Can you speak to me for 5 minutes? And he was like, oh yeah, sure. I would have been like, no, go and speak to someone else about chat to me because he's chatting to someone. That's just quite rude. I didn't really think he went along with it, so I was like, okay. We leave to go, and I WhatsApped him just to say, look, this is my number, it was really nice seeing you, enjoy the rest of your evening. Messages me the next day, and bear in mind he lives like 5 minutes away from my house. So he's like, would you like to meet in Sloane Square? We'll go for a few drinks and we'll have some lunch. It was a really beautiful day. It was when we actually had a bit of sun, really sunny, and I was like, fuck it, why not? I got your number, let's go on to stage 2. Like, I'm ready for this, I'm so ready. I was still crying inside and dying because I miss Paul so much, but I was like, I'm ready. I've got to get this dude out of my head, I've got to move on, let's do it. So I go and meet him for lunch, we eat, we have a couple of drinks, and then he just caught me off guard. Now, really, when he asked me this, I should turn around and just said, no. But for some reason, I didn't. So he says to me, I need to go into Peter Jones, I need to get a stereo system for in my living room, something about connecting some shit, I know. Then would you like to go back to mine? We can have a Pimm's, sit in the garden, it's beautiful weather, yada yada yada. I don't know what to say, I was like, okay. Hating this, in my head, I'm automatically thinking, you're a dick. You're a dick. Like, there's no reason to go to your house when we're already outside, we're already having drinks. Like, why are you being rapey? There's no fucking need. But I went anyway because I'm a dick. So I really set the tone there, didn't I? Like, I was probably like, he probably thought my eyes were like, get in my fucking pants. Now, little did he know, I am frigid as fuck. I don't even want you to touch me, let alone kiss me, let alone try and get your dick anywhere near me. It's just not on. Very frigid. And I'm proud, I don't care. I mean, I should probably know how to, yeah, whatever. So get back to his, we're sat in the garden, he brings out champagne, he's like, oh, don't have Pimm's, let's have some champagne. So I'm like, I like champagne. So we sit in the garden, we're chilling, we're talking, and then he starts to get a little bit touchy-feely, like rubbing me and like going to kiss me, and I'm just like, this is not how I want to be spending my freaking Saturday, trying to get a 45-year-old man to get out of my fucking pants. Like, no. So I was like, look, it's been really great, I really need to go, okay? So he calls me an Uber. So he then texts me a couple of days later and he says, I'd really love to cook you dinner. So I'm like, here we go, again, we're at your house. I've seen you once, I ended up at your house, a second date in your freaking house. So he's like, I've got some beautiful sea bass, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I like sea bass. You know, I'm a grown ass woman. No one's gonna make me sleep with anyone. You're not getting your stinky dick anywhere near me if I don't want it near me. So I'm like, what's a nice dinner? It's not really gonna harm anyone. If he turns out to be a cock, I just go home, I live up the road. What's the problem? So I'm like, fuck it, all right, I'll come. So I go around his for dinner. Now, this was alarm bells of all alarm bells. Now, I am so anal about food, just because, just the way it's cooked, everything. I'm so obsessed with food, and I feel like you should treat every ingredient with the fucking respect it deserves. Now, broccoli, favourite vegetables, and he proceeded to cremate that bitch. I watched him ruin a beautiful broccoli, and I just, oh mate, I'm not, out of this whole thing, I'm still not over that. I saw that, I'm not gonna lie, I was fucking mortified to the point where I was like, I need to leave, this is not acceptable. I know that's really bad, but I just feel like you need to respect the fucking broccoli. No mate, that's wrong. It's really wrong. Can we just take a moment? Just take a freaking moment for that broccoli. A minute's silence, please. There we go. Okay. He had put out a table, more champagne, looked like he went to a lot of effort. I was like, oh, sea bass. We sat down, we ate the nice dinner with his boiled potatoes and boiled broccoli. There was no chilli sauce. I didn't get offered chilli sauce. I like chilli sauce, but no considerations. It's fine. So I ate the food. It was really nice, except for the broccoli. And that was that. We then sit, have a few more drinks, and hear fucking Magic Mike in his hands start going again. Like, by this point, I'm just a bit like, get off. Stop it, stop it, stop it. I do not want to say more than once, get off. So I keep saying to him, get off me, stop doing that, get off me, get off me. You're like, for a 45-year-old man, have you learned anything in your 40 years of being on this planet? No? No? Still carrying on rapey as an older man? That's fantastic. I just want to go home. I just want to go home. So I was like, I'm really tired. I think we should call it a night. I'm going to go home. He calls me a cab again. I'm 5 minutes up the road. So he calls me a taxi and off I skedaddle to my house. Now, a few days later, I think it was on like the Wednesday or the Thursday, I get a text from him saying, would you like to go to the park on Monday? I think it was a bank holiday. Weather's going to be really nice. We'll get a picnic and we'll go to the park. So I'm like, that's more like it. Like, he's not going to try and get his smelly dick in my pants at the park, is he? So this is a genuine, I like you, let's go and do something nice. I mean, you go for dinner and stuff to really get to know someone, but a picnic is a little bit more intimate, I think. And you do that with someone that you really like. You just want to spend some time with them. So I'm like, oh, that's really cute. Maybe I should give this rapey, broccoli killing man a chance. So I was like, okay. So this is like on the Wednesday or the Thursday. Anyway, on the Friday, bear in mind we're going to the park the Monday afterwards, I get a message saying, would you like to go for dinner this evening? I'm going to be in Central. There's a really nice new restaurant that's opened. I'd really like to take you. So I'm like, let's do this. In my head, I did think to myself, he's invited me to the park on Monday, so that in my head, I'm like, oh, he must really like me, yeah. So that when he tries to try on with me on the Friday night after dinner, that I'm going to be accepting of this, because in my head, I'm like, oh, well, he must like me because we're going to the park. Now, I'm not a fucking idiot, James. Go and die, first of all. I was already semi-prepared. So in my head, I'm thinking, he's going to try it on with me. And he thinks that I'm going to drop my knickers because he's going to take me for a fucking picnic on Monday. Yeah, okay. All you keep trying to do is sleep with me. Just had enough, you know, I'm tired. Just only so many times you can be like, get off me. I'm tired, you know. I've done it for 2 dates already. So I'm like, this is exhausting. But you want to take me to the park. I'm a girl. I'm still very much hanging on to this as like, oh, okay, so maybe he doesn't just want to get in my pants. Maybe he likes me. Maybe when I speak, he enjoys the words that are coming out my mouth. Maybe. So I agreed to go to dinner with him that night. This was really where I was just, the whole night turned to shit. Well, it did for me anyway. Prior to going to this dinner, I really couldn't be bothered. And in my head, I'd already decided, actually, I probably don't want to see this guy again. But I was so down, and for some reason that night, sorry, I don't believe it was a Friday, I think it was a Saturday night that we went out, I couldn't, for some reason, stop thinking about my ex that night. And I think I was due on, and I was just really miserable, and I sort of knew it wasn't going anywhere, and all I kept doing that evening was comparing everything that he did and said to my ex. Now, all of the stuff prior to that, never in a million years would my ex have done. He never put his hands on me like that. He just never, he's just a gentleman, and I'm already like, bit deflated, like this is not the right guy for me. Don't know what I'm doing, but I was like, do you know what? Let's just get dinner over with. At least I know now. By that point, I was pretty certain I didn't like him. So we get to this place and I sit down, he's all suited and booted. He's like, oh, you look really beautiful. You're the prettiest girl in here, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. And then I notice there's a couple, so he's obviously in front of me. There is a couple to our right-hand side. Now, I like older men, as you know. Still, you're dead. But, fuck me. This guy was about 95 years old, and the girl that he was with was probably about 20, 22. Like, she was young, he was old. You kind of knew what was going on. You know, girl, get your money, do what you gotta do. He keeps looking over at her. And to the point where he's talking to me, but looking over there, and then catches himself and has to apologise to me. He's like, oh, sorry. So I'm like, what are you looking at? You seem so eager to get your dick wet. Like, why am I here? The food's not even very nice. Like, you know what? Whatever, I'm just trying not to fall asleep from his boring chat. Then he starts to say things that are just really grinding on me. Really grinding on me. The first one being, now I don't really drink a lot of alcohol. What I do like is I like a red wine, I like a Malbec. I'm not a massive wine connoisseur. I won't know my Pinot Noir from my Sauvignon Blanc or whatever the freaking hell it's called. Like, I don't know my wines. All I know is I enjoy a nice light glass of wine that doesn't taste too much of alcohol. So they come, give the wine list, to which he says to me, I'm not going to stunt in front in front of everyone. I am who I am. I don't know about wine. This is not my speciality. So I was like, I don't know anything about wine. You pick. His response, oh my God. His response was, he made a joke of it and he was like, oh, underprivileged, how cute. I was like, what? You know what it means by underprivileged, yeah? You were poor, you don't know anything about wine because you didn't grow up with money, so yeah. No, I don't know anything about wine, but I know a fucking cunt when I see one. So I was like, wow, what a dick. What an absolute dick. Kind of let it go because I'm like, you know what? Don't want to see you again anyway. And that comment is the least of my worries right now. I'm just tired and I don't want to be here. He then, oh God, there was a gay couple behind him, two guys. One had his arm around the other one, just having their dinner like everybody else was, enjoying each other's company like everybody else was. And they very much looked in love, and it was very sweet. Like, I'm just soppy, like I love to see people happy, and they look very happy together. It was very nice. He scans the restaurant and he happens to turn around. And then he looks at me and says, oh my God, I am so sorry. I cannot apologise enough. I'm like, what happened? You shit yourself? Like, what's going on? You shit your pants? I can't smell nothing. Like, what's happened? What's going on? To which he says, I didn't know that it was that kind of place. I'm like, sorry? You didn't think it was the kind of place that... I'm confused. What are you saying? It's 2017, you dipshit. What are you saying? Do you want me to stone you to death? Like, those comments do not sit with me at all. I was like, wow, you're a rapey homophobe who can't cook broccoli. This couldn't get any worse. Lord have mercy, I'm more offended by fucking Chewbacca and his 10-year-old girlfriend than this couple that are clearly in love. What is your issue? What is your issue? So by this point I am seething, and all I'm thinking is, oh my God, I miss Paul. Where is Paul? What's Paul doing? I love you. I can't get you out of my head. Why am I here? Just go home and slit your wrists. Why are you here? So we have dinner. We go and have drink. Oh, tired. Oh. I am just ready to leave. Just ready to leave. Like I've spent 3 dates with a guy that I don't like. Like, what am I doing? I felt like I was almost forcing myself to try and get over stuff. Like, it was just ridiculous. So he calls a taxi. He's like, do you want to come back to mine? Like, you're not even allowed to dream about me, okay? That's just it now. This is it. Like, no more. So I'm like, no, I have gym in the morning. I've got things to do. So no, I don't want to come back to yours. And I made this very, very clear. Not like the first day where I was like, oh no, I mean her. I was like, no, no, I don't want to come to get dicked by you. I just want to go home. So he calls a taxi, calls an Uber, and we jump in the Uber. This guy drives straight past my house. I'm just like, oh, I've just had enough. Just had enough. You've asked me if I want to come to yours. I said no, and now you're taking me there anyway. So I'm like, I'll get there. I'm going to have one drink. I'm going to call a cab, and he's never going to see me again. We get there, have one drink, and he does not stop. To the point where he keeps trying to get his hands in my knickers, and then he's whispering really dirty things in my ear. Now, I am frigid. I'm prude. I don't like to talk about sex or have sex with someone that I'm not comfortable with. I don't just want to be intimate with someone. I need to feel something. And you're a fucking homophobe, and you're rapey, and you can't cook broccoli. So nothing here is turning me on, yeah? Nothing. So you whispering that you want to lick me from my ear down to my flower garden is not turning me on. I felt sick. I could have vomited on my own face at that point. I felt sick. So he keeps trying it on, and I'm just like, can you get off? Can you just stop? To which he turns around and says to me, I don't think I've heard this for like 10 years. He says, why are you playing games? What? What? What do you mean, why am I playing games? Have I pirouetted in my pants round your living room with my leg behind my neck and been like, lick my fanny, to then tell you to get off, for you to ask me, why am I playing games? No, mate, I've kept my pants on for 3 dates while you've tried to finger fuck me, and I keep telling you to get off. So I don't know what game you think is being played here. I don't see Scrabble or Monopoly anywhere. So I don't know what you're referring to. Can you repeat yourself? I'm confused now. And all I keep thinking is, you're 45 years old. You're 45 years old and you're asking me, like a 15-year-old rude boy would, why are you playing games though? It's not how he said it, but that's how it felt like. I was like, do you know what's a fun game? Uber. Where's my fucking Uber? I want to go home. So I call an Uber, and he doesn't even walk outside to see if my Uber's there. He says goodbye to me and puts me outside. It's raining, and I'm like, okay, this is a bit not very nice. So I was like, which is fine because I just wanted to get out there. My Uber actually cancelled, so I'm standing in the middle of this road after, you know, fucking Magic Mike and his happy hands have tried anything and everything to get in my pants. I'm pissed off, it's raining, the Uber's cancelled. I'm like, so I walk to the top of the road in my dress or whatever that I'm in heels. It's like 2 in the morning, it's not very safe. I had to beg this black cab. I was like, please, I live 5 minutes away. please. And he was like, oh, 2 police officers have just been stabbed or something in Westminster, something like that. I need to go, blah, blah, blah. I was like, please, I live 2 minutes up the road. And then he was like, you know what? I don't actually want to leave you here by yourself. I will take you. So I'm like, thank you. Crying because I've had such a bad time. I'm missing my ex so much. I proceed to write out this WhatsApp that is like yay big. I've not spoken to him in months. I keep hovering my finger over send, and or I just wanted to tell him that I missed him. That's all I wanted to say. I didn't want anything from him. I just wanted to get it off my chest, like, I miss you. He comes online, to which I fucking shit myself and I come off WhatsApp. So I'm like, luckily I didn't send that text. Went to sleep, everything was good. Now I'm thinking in my head, I don't ever want to see this guy again. We've got the park planned on Monday. Monday comes and I'm like, I'm just not going to text him. Hopefully he won't text me. I don't want to see this dude again. He doesn't text me, which is amazing. I'm going to get you the WhatsApp that he sent me a few days later. Wait there. This is like on the Wednesdays. This is like 2 days after we're supposed to have our thing. Now, did I not tell you that it felt like he planned that just so that I would feel special, almost like trying to trick me into having sex with him? That's genuinely how I felt. So this is the WhatsApp that I get on the Wednesday. Morning, where's the sun gone? Question mark, question mark. Oh, oh. Funny. Broccoli head cunt. I'm sort of thinking, as neither of us contacted each other on Monday, that sort of sums up where we're both at. I enjoyed spending time with you. You enjoyed spending 3 days trying to fuck me, is what you mean. Please know that you are very welcome at both restaurants. It would be a pleasure to serve you. Best wishes. There is enough places to eat that I am not going to come to your restaurant, especially after I've seen what you've done with that vegetable. It's not happening, not happening. But, now there's no like real punchline or anything to this story. That is it. And I've not spoken to him since. But the whole ordeal just stressed me out. And more so did it put me off wanting to fucking date. It made me miss my ex more than anything in this world. More than I already did. Yeah, so it was all pretty shit, I'd say. Pretty shit, basically. But I do hope you enjoyed that story time. If you did, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to try my hardest to pump out 1 video a week, probably every Sunday. I didn't actually get to do that last week because I just wasn't happy with the quality of the video, but I will try. Some weeks I'm probably not, so I'm really sorry. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed this story time. And yeah, thank you, and I'll see you guys hopefully next week.